So good morning and welcome. It's a Wednesday morning, middle of the week, and I thought I'd offer a 30-minute gentle stretch and lengthening and strengthening class just to keep us going for the rest of the week. So we always start becoming aware of where we are, how we're feeling. And I invite you to come into a comfortable seat, whether that's on the ground, with a rolled up mat or a cushion underneath the glutes, just to lift the hips a little higher than the knees. Or maybe you're sitting with your legs forward, or maybe tucked underneath you, or simply just on a chair. So it's your choice. Well, I ask you to sit up nice and long. So press the sit bones down into the ground or the chair, and send the energy up through the spine, the back of the neck, and the crown of the head. Try and soften the shoulders away from the ears. And I invite you now to close your eyes as we look inward, searching for any tensions in the body and the mind. And starting with the feet, working the way up the legs, into the hips. Is there any area that maybe we can soften and let go? Coming into the belly now and the lower back, up into the rib cage, up into the upper back, and into the shoulders. Soften the shoulders. Imagine sliding the shoulder blades down the back. Taking the attention down the arms, into the hands with the palms facing down. And then the back of the neck, is it nice and long? Can we draw the energy from the ground all the way up the spine, up the back of the neck and through the head and out of the crown? We take 2 cleansing breaths here, which is a slow inhale, filling up the lungs and the belly. And then maybe an exhale with a sigh. It's a little longer than the inhale. So when you're ready, let's exhale now. And inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Let's inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling to your own count now. And then soften and exhale. As we return to our normal rhythm of breath, I invite you now to gently open the eyes and begin to circle the nose. So we're drawing a circle with the nose, starting off small. Gradually spiraling out. Not too big, just to where it feels comfortable. It's just warming up the neck here. And let's change direction. Nice and mindfully, slowly, with control. And bringing the face back to the center and taking a little look over one shoulder. So we're still sitting up long. Maybe draw the belly in a little bit, as if the belly button's going towards the spine. Just gently looking over to the right, no forcing. And on the next in-breath, slowly rotate the head over to the other side. And then turn front and send the chin down to the chest now. So we're tucking that chin in. Maybe swallow. And just go to where you feel comfortable. So go to your edge. A slight challenge, but then soften and come back. And we do that throughout the whole practice today. Now raising the chin up, so compressing the back of the spine and lengthening the throat. Maybe take the eyes up, stretch the eye muscles. And then bringing the head back to center. We're coming into body circles now. So taking the body over one leg and then the other, and then arch the back. Go create space between the shoulder blades. As you circle forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together so the chest shines forward, and then roll back. Yeah, just a couple more circles. And then let's go the other way. We're really taking it easy. We're just warming up the body, lengthening and strengthening. And bringing the body back up to the center. Let's reach through the fingers, floating the hands up through the sides, above the head now. Interlace the fingers and let's press the palms up. So we want a nice bend in the elbows. Try not to lift the ribs up, but engage your core and see if you can reach out of the waist a little bit by softening the shoulders. So you're feeling like a little stretch under the armpits. Just breathing naturally. And floating the hands behind now, interlacing the fingers. Lengthening across the front of the chest by squeezing the shoulder blades together. Let's release the hands. One hand comes to the mat or fingertips and raise the other hand over the head. Take a breath in, reach a little further if you can, keeping the shoulders soft, gentle bend in the elbows. Send that sit bone down to the ground and maybe the hand on the mat can glide out a little further. Inhaling and exhaling, softening. Just go to where it feels good. Maybe turn the chest up a little bit to get that lengthening under the armpit again across the pecs. And then slowly bring the body back to center and we'll do that the other side. So reaching over the head with the arm. Take a breath in. As you exhale, reach a little bit more, softening the neck. Sit bone down, reaching over. Maybe turn the chest up just a slight couple of mils. Really enjoying that lengthening here. And then coming back to the center. Great. And now we're going to extend the right leg out, keeping the left foot nice and close to the inner thigh. Right hand on right leg. And let's lift that left hand out. So we're doing a side bend now with an extended leg. So deepening the stretch now. We're taking it easy, just a couple of breaths here. Slowly breathing in and out. Now slowly begin to turn the body. So you begin to look at your knee and the left hand just comes down, maybe resting on the right. Now this is a passive forward fold. So maybe tuck the chin a little bit. You don't have to go too deep, but you're feeling the lengthening in the back of the lower back. Just a couple of breaths here. Then rest the palms down on the ground either side of the leg. So really connect the palms into the ground and then turn, flip the hands so the palms are facing up. Bring the body up nice and slowly by keeping a nice strong core and raising the hands above the head. Great. Now we're going to take a spine twist. So rotate round to the right side. So the left hand goes to the left right knee and the other hand just rests behind. Lifting up. And we're pivoting from the thoracic about upper mid back, not the lower back. So soften on the exhale and see if you can rotate a little more, but gently, no forcing. Engaging the core, the hands come back up above the head as we turn front. And just do a little counter twist on the other side. Great, turning front. Well, let's change over the leg. So the left leg out, left hand on it. Raise the right hand up, coming into a nice side bend. The leg that's extended, it doesn't have to be straight. You've got a slight bend of the tight hamstrings. That's absolutely fine. But just gently soften, press the sit bone down, lifting through the waist. Maybe a slight little turn with the chest. Exhaling. As we begin to turn the body down, taking the gaze towards the knee, the right hand on top of the left. Just tuck the chin a little bit into our passive forward fold. Couple of breaths here. And notice in the body where you're feeling it. If you need to come up a little bit higher, then do that. Or maybe you're feeling a little bit more open and you want to come forward a little bit more. So it's your choice. And when you're ready, place the palms down on the ground. Then flip the hands over and inhale, back up, lifting the hands up, facing the front, and we're coming into our spine twist. So right hand to the outside of the left knee, lifting out of the waist, and a little twist here. Natural breathing. On the exhale, softening the body, but lift down to the waist and have a little rotation, maybe a little more. And on the next in breath, the hands come up above the head, and we just counter twist here on the other side. So turning to the front again, maybe cross-legged or come down onto the mat if you're still on your chair. Remove any cushion or blanket that you may be sitting on and place the palms on the ground. Just look at the fingers, see if they're evenly spread, and then let's slide the hands forward and roll onto our knees. Now, if you need some extra padding for your knees, either roll the mat up or grab your blanket, and the knees are now underneath the hips, hands under the shoulders, and we're in our tabletop all four pose. So again, take a look at the hands, see if the fingers are evenly spread. Now press the fingertips down and engage the core a little bit so you become really strong. Now coming into 3 cat-cow breaths. So inhale, send the belly away, the tailbone comes up, and we take the gaze forward. And on the exhale, we really draw that belly in, belly button to the spine, and arch the back up to the sky, chin to chest, and press the floor away with your hands, knees, and tops of your feet. Inhale now. Slowly belly comes down. Let's take the gaze forward. And then exhale, draw the belly in, round the spine up, chin to chest. One more here, inhaling. And then exhaling, really draw that belly in, round the spine, creating space, tucking the chin. And then breathe back into your neutral tabletop. Let's begin to take the body weight into the hands and then back into the knees, maybe send the hips towards the heels. So round circles with the body. Nice and slow, take it slowly, notice every move. And let's change direction. Nice and slow, introduce any freestyle movement that you need. And coming back into our tabletop. Now we're going to float the knees off the ground, so tuck the toes. and press into the hands, drawing that belly in. Always keep the core strong. Take a breath in and just float the knees about an inch off the ground. Pressing into the hands and then gently take them down again. Let's do that 2 more times. So inhaling, strong core, lifting the knees, slowly exhaling, and then take the knees back down. Okay, 1 more time. Take a breath in, press into the hands, nice strong core, lifting the knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Okay, so let's untuck the toes. Take a breath here. Exhale, come back into child pose. So hips come to heels and see if you can bring the forehead down towards the ground. It doesn't have to touch, just an aim. Inhaling in for 4 counts. So 2, 3, 4 to tabletop. Exhaling for 6 into child pose. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, tabletop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it a couple more times to your own rhythm, your own breath. If it's different from mine, don't worry, that's fine. We're just slowly rocking backwards and forwards from our child pose, balasana, up into our tabletop. And we're going to add on here. So as we exhale, bring the hips back to the heels. And as we inhale, we come into tabletop. Soften the elbows a little bit and take the hips towards the ground and look forward into modified Cobra. Exhaling all the way back now to child pose. Yeah, good job. We're going to do that a few more times. So as we raise, we inhale, slowly rock forward, gentle bend in the elbows, chest shines forward. Exhale all the way back. This is great movement for the body. It's warming up almost every muscle, especially the wrists as well, because we're bringing that weight into the hands as we come forward, and then we're releasing on the way back. Let's just do that 1 more time. Try and incorporate the breath and the move, and then exhale back into child pose. Yeah, good job. Take 1 breath here, nice slow breath in through the nose and big a ha sound out of the mouth. Rising back up to your tabletop, pressing into your hands and your left knee, pick the right knee up and begin to take it towards the nose. So you're arching the back, crunching in. Then look between the hands and see if you can step that foot in between the hands into low lunge. Fingertips, chest forward. Inhale, let's bring the arms up above the head and circle them back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling up, exhaling back. 1 more time. Inhaling up, reaching up, lengthening the whole body, exhaling down. Now press the left hand down on the mat and float the right hand up, coming into a twist. Taking 2 or 3 breaths here. And there's an option to tuck the back toe and lift the back knee if you need a little bit more strength and energy in this pose. It's just an option though. So if you have taken that option, release the knees and the toes down and float that hand down and slide back into your tabletop. Taking a breath here and exhale, settling back down into your child pose, hips to heels. Breathing back up to tabletop now. Pressing into the hands and the right knee this time. Float the left knee up. And then begin to crunch it under and take it towards the nose, tucking the chin. Now look in between your hands and see if you can step that foot forward into your low lunge. Fingertips, chest forward, press into the front foot and come up into your low lunge. Inhale, hands above the head. Exhale, rotating. Inhale, raising the hands. Exhale, back. Good job. One more. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. Now the hands come down to the mat, framing the foot. Press into the right hand, and then the left hand comes up into our side twist. So we're stacking the shoulders if we can. Taking it easy. And an option here is to tuck the toes and lift that back knee for a stronger twist in your low lunge. So we're breathing naturally. The gaze may be up at the thumb or just in front of you, or maybe looking down at the hand at the mat. So lower the knees, release the toes, bring the hand back down and slide into tabletop. Take a breath here. Exhale, resting into child pose. Just taking a moment here, 2 breaths. See if you can get your forehead to the ground. Knees are a little wider now, going to the edges of the mat. Long, strong arms. So reach forward, maybe finger crawl, and then come up onto your fingertips as an option, or the palms down on the mat. So we're sending the tailbone towards the heels, lengthening, creating space in the spine. And if you can get your forehead on the ground, or you may want to use a cushion or props, it's really grounding, great for anxiety, and it calms you right down. Okay, so on the next breath, coming back onto our tabletop. Now, the knees are underneath the hips and the hands are underneath the shoulders. I'd like you to slide your right foot off the mat. Press into that knee and then take the left sole of the foot into the corner of the mat, coming into a modified side plank. So you should have in line hand, knee, sole of the foot. Now with the left hand, we're going to glide it up the right arm, under the chin, and then reach up into our modified half side plank, pressing into the sole of the foot. This gives you a view from the back, and I'll change sides in a moment so you can see what the shape looks like from the front. Now float the hand over the head, noticing that lengthening. So we're creating like a diagonal line. Keep going. Engage your core and see if you can float that left foot up. So press through the heels, so you've got a nice activated foot. Balancing here, sole of the foot comes down. Come onto the fingertips of the right hand. Engage your core and see if you can bring the body up. Arms are T-shaped. Turn the right palm, send it over the head, the other hand rests on the leg. We're reaching out to the waist for our gate pose here. So just do what you can. Even if you do 10% of the pose, you still reap the benefits. So lift out the waist, feeling that lovely lateral stretch. Slowly returning back to our tabletop, hands down. Sliding the foot back on, taking a breath here, and then exhaling back into your child pose. Just take a breath, inhaling through the nose, and maybe a ha sound out of the mouth. We'll repeat that on the other side. So tabletop, left foot slides off the mat this time, and then the right sole of the foot into the corner of the mat. So again, hand, knees, and foot. The other hand strokes the left arm all the way up under the chin, and we lift up here. So coming into our modified side plank. Make adjustments if necessary. So the shoulders are stacked, lifting out. And now there's an option to float the arm over the head now. So reaching, making kind of a funny diagonal line. Keep going with the hand a little bit, engage your core, and see if you can bring that right foot up now, pressing through the heel. Keep the neck nice and long. One more breath, balancing here, and bring the foot down, come onto the fingertips, and bring the body up. So engage your core and see if you can come up to your T shape before floating into goat pose. So you should feel this lateral stretch from the knee all the way past the hip, past the waist, under the arm, all the way to the fingertips. Just one more breath here. Mindfully, slowly, with control. We're coming out to that pose, so maybe T-shape first with the arms, then the hands come down, sliding back into our tabletop and back into Balasana Child Pose. So the knees are quite wide now. If you've got anything going on with the lower back, keep the knees close, gently bring the forehead down and soften the arms this time, forearms down on the ground. And we'll take 3 breaths here. Just to notice any sensations in the body. And we're breathing naturally. Take the breath into the back of the ribs, into the fingertips and toes, everywhere, nourishing, energizing breath. Now begin to raise up slowly, walking the hands towards your knees and then sliding the legs from under you. We're coming down into a reclined position now. So soles of the feet down, release the hands, engage the core and slide all the way down. Nice and slowly. And bring the right knee with you, interlacing the hands around the shin there. Squeezing that knee up to the chest as an option to lengthen the left leg out. If you have any back issues, keep that leg bent. So squeeze in. This is great for the digestive system. Keep squeezing over like the liver area. Just taking it easy. Just breathing in, you'll notice the breath being a little restricted. Then slowly bring the other knee up and then send that right foot down to the mat. We're going to squeeze the left knee in now. Option to slide the right leg out long. Elbows close to the body, softening the shoulders and the face. That's drawing in. The knee close to the chest, coming over the stomach region now. Bringing the right knee up to meet the left. Take a little rock left and right. And then place the soles of the feet to the long edges of the mat, so they're quite wide. And just let the knees fall over to the right side. Just coming into a gentle spine twist to finish the class. Taking the breath slow and soft. Maybe start closing the eyes now. And the next breath, slowly rising the knees to the center and just take the legs over to the other side. No forcing, no pushing, just let them naturally fall. Just a couple of breaths, closing your eyes. And the next breath, bring the knees up to the center and let them just rest together. So the legs are wide, soles on the mat, and the knees are resting. And the arms, bring them down a little closer to the body if they're not already, with the palms facing up. But just take a few moments here in complete stillness, in Shavasana, option to lengthen the legs out into your corpse pose. But if you have any issues with the lower back, keep them bent with the knees together. So taking the mind's eye inward, noticing how we're breathing. Just notice the breath coming into the body and out. Feeling supported by the earth. And try and let go of any tension. Just softening and enjoying this relaxation and rest in stillness. Now, when you are ready, you can introduce some gentle movements to the toes and the fingers, or just stay in Shavasana if you've got the time. Slowly bringing the knees to the chest, or maybe a full body stretch, little rock side to side, before coming over to one side, resting the head on the arm there. And assisting yourself up with your hands to a comfortable seat. Perhaps with your eyes closed or a soft gaze, and just rest your hands at your heart space. Notice how you feel. And give yourself thanks and gratitude for your practice today. Taking time out for well-being and balance. Now let's place the palms together and just rest the thumbs at the third eye, the point between the eyebrows. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a super day. Namaste.